Hi everybody and welcome. I have decided that I need to do a whole series of videos on can you do it or can it be done? And today I'm going to be answering the question, can you do an open cup pour with bloom paint? And I mean complete bloom paint. Pillow paint, or what I usually use as a pillow paint, and bloom paint. These are all pigments except for one which does have some paint in it and pigment. But they are all pigments and they're mixed with Behr 300 and Sonia varnish, which is the traditional recipe for bloom paint. But can these bloom paints work with a base, which is normally acrylic paint mixed with some sort of pouring medium, usually Floetrol, but oftentimes it is also gluol and water, which thins out your paint and makes it very pourable. And we're not going to be using that today. We're going to be using bloom paint. I won't be using any cell activator today. Now that is definitely different than when you do a bloom, but I just want to see what happens. So let's go ahead and get down our pillow paint, which is the Diamond Bright White, but any house paint will work. So this is not plain acrylic paint at all. I think this one may have a little bit of GAC 800 in it to try to prevent some cracking and crazing. I sometimes add that to my paint, so I'm not going to say that's not in here. And it does look like it's a little bit thinner than it is when it comes out of the gallon. This is just poured from a larger gallon into this container. It just makes it much easier for me to handle it. Okay, so here's my pillow, and I am working on a very small 8x8. It's not even 8x8. It's just a very small canvas. I just want to see what happens. So that's what we're doing, seeing what happens. I've adjusted my light, so hopefully there's not a lot of glare. I hope it's not too dark. You go ahead and give this a very quick torch. There's not a lot of bubbles. If there were, I would probably use alcohol. Just make sure that if you're using alcohol over the top of this, do not torch it. Okay, so here are my colors. I'll go over them super quick. These are mostly from Color Art. We have Color Art's Plumeria, Wine and Roses, and Snapdragon. And then I also have May Springs Pure Copper. And this is Artese's Prussian Blue. It's my only one that has any paint in it. It also has some interference gold in it, so it's kind of a mix, but the rest of these are pigments rather than paints. They are mixed to a fairly thin consistency, which I'll show you. Normally I bloom with a pretty thick consistency, but I have made sure there's extra varnish because we do need this to flow. We need it to go out from the cup and go into the paint, and so it is mixed a little bit thinner than I would normally mix it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put in my open cup. This is a cookie cutter. It's very small. We're working on a small canvas, and I will try to get it around the middle. I'm not very good at putting things in the middle. Make sure my paint is kind of in the same place up top and below too, so it's not lopsided. Okay, good enough. Hopefully good enough. My canvas is a little bit wonky and I'm a little concerned about it, but let's just see what happens. So my cookie cutter, and let's start loading up. So my open cup is full, and you can see there's nothing leaking out of it because, one, my house paint, I assume, is very thick, much thicker than regular pour paint that you're going to be using, and also my bloom paints are incredibly thick as well. We are going to do the lift method, so I'm going to just start lifting it and see what happens. There is a lot of pullback, a lot of resistance between the two paints because they are so viscous. I don't see anything yet. Let's keep going, just lifting up and seeing, and I will let you know if I see anything. It might be hard to see from over the top. I'm starting to see something. I'm seeing kind of like just a little bit of a shadow of paint now. And I'm seeing more. I'm just going to keep on being very gentle and lifting. This definitely takes some patience, which I am not known for. I'm going to be honest. Okay, I'm starting to see something now. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing some pops now, and definitely sort of a shadow where paint is. So I'm going to keep on going. I'm trying to be very patient, which is very hard for me. So just keep on going. Balloon paints tend to take more time to develop anyway, so I am practicing the virtue of patience. And I'm not really going to add any more into it. I think I'm going to leave it like this, because I am going to spin it. Okay, we're really getting some nice cells now. Here's what I'm seeing. Lots of cells, actually. There for a minute I thought it wasn't going to work, but so far, so good. And I might have to take those words back. You know how that goes. Okay. So let me, just a couple more times, kind of let the paint do its thing. And I think I'm going to have to take it off now if I'm done. Do I want to come straight off? Do I want to twist? I think I'm just going to come straight up. You can see, oh, look how it, oh, there we go. Okay. There is a big bubble underneath there, and I assume it's going to pop in just a second. I'm going to kind of let it do its thing. Well, I'm not going to totally let it do its thing. I'm going to pop it here in just a second. There it goes. Oh, that was dramatic. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a good torch for any bubbles. Okay, here it is. I had to put the light back on it so you can see better. You won't be able to see the pretty colors if there's no light. I'm still seeing quite a few bubbles. Go in there, and there's something actually in the paint, it looks like. What is that? Something in the paint right there, but that's okay. Let's see if there's any paint underneath this. Looks like all of my blue migrated to one side. Okay, so this is the time that if you were doing a bloom, you would do something with it. You could wreck it. You can add, go in and add to it. I'm going to do just fiddling for just a second. Just because I can't resist. I can't resist the fiddling. It's just more than I can handle. Okay, let's give this just a little bit of a spin here and see what happens. It's a little bit wonky. Let's move it over just a little bit. Let's go ahead and put some corners on this. Putting my gloves to good use here. Okay guys, here it is. Let me come in here and let you see it. I'm trying to avoid the light without turning out the light completely. It's sort of irritating. Let me move the light. Oh no, it takes away. You won't be able to see the shine. Oh my, it's beautiful. Actually, I am loving this. You can absolutely do an open cup pour, and it's amazing because I use no cell activator, and it still turned out really pretty. It made its own cells just like it would if you were doing a traditional pour as an open cup. Okay guys, what do you think? Are you going to try an open cup pour with bloom paints? Actually, I think it turned out pretty awesome. I love it. No cell activator, and it looks beautiful. Let me know in the comments below what you would like me to try next. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.